Welcome everyone in. I need to send out some tweets. I need to hop on Twitch and hop into the chat. But for those here, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. We're going to review yesterday. We're going to go through every game today, every game tomorrow. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. What a time, what a time. NFL Sunday. Let me grab that link. Let me pull the link. Tua had small hands yesterday. Let me tweet out the link. Let me tweet out the link. What a day yesterday. What seemed to be it was going to be a shootout. Looked like it was going to be a literal cinema down in Houston between Joe Flacco, CJ Stroud, going back and forth up until halftime. It looked like it was going to be one of the best goddamn opening wild card weekend games we've ever seen. Then all of a sudden, a couple mistakes came through the door. We talked about it yesterday. Joe Flacco has thrown more interceptions in his first 5 starts than CJ Stroud had on the entire season. I was waiting for the interceptions. I was waiting for the mistakes for Flacco. That's what we known. That's what we had been saying. And it came home. All of a sudden, a 31-14 game became a 24-14 game became a 31-14 game, then a 38-14 game. Shit hit the fan quick in Houston. CJ Stroud slinging ball sack on the table, going for glory. The offense looks electric. The defense was buzzing a little bit. Number 1 defense in the league, says who? The Cleveland Browns splits from at home, then being on the road. Absolutely unreal. The Texans bring it home. Cannot wait to see them play the Baltimore Ravens, because we know that the Steelers aren't going to beat the Bills in Buffalo. But with that being said, game number 2. Tua has small hands. Tua didn't show up. And that's basically all it came down to. The play calling was not great. Wide receiver screen, running back screen. I think there was one drive in the third quarter where they're moving the rock with Mostert. And then on a 3rd and 2, they try to throw it out in the flat to him. He drops it. And then on a 4th and 2, they go for it, and it's another throw. It's to Tyreek. It's incomplete. It's like they're moving the ground game really, really solid, then turn to passing on a 2 short downs, ends up screwing the drive. Momentum shifts on that drive. Chiefs get the ball back at midfield, so on and so forth. The lack of getting Tyreek Hill involved was unreal. Right before the half, they finally get him involved, draw up some plays for the young man. They send him across the middle on a play action. Tua rolls out, chucks it to him. That's a gain of 9. Then on the following play, they finally take a deep shot to him. Instead of going to Wilson Jr., like they had been, they take a deep shot to Tyreek. He draws the pass interference, but also brings it in and goes for a touchdown. Really, really interesting scheme, interesting night for the Miami Dolphins. Obviously, the defensive side of the ball, they seemed a little soft. You know, the narratives of them not being played in the cold kind of did come true. You know, you would have hoped that in that locker room, as a plus 4.5 better, they would have seen those narratives, seen those scripts all week, kind of fired them up. They were soft on defense. Tua couldn't really, in the second half, it seemed like he couldn't throw the ball over 10 yards. Very interesting spot to go from. Do you give Tua the money now? Do you give him an extension? Do you look for a new guy? I don't know. It was a good season. They only beat one fucking team above 500, though. Really, really tough. Really, really tough. But we're going to discuss 4 games today. One in Jerry's world. We're going to discuss one in Detroit. First time in 30 years the Lions are hosting a playoff football game, welcoming home their boy Matthew Stafford. And we're going to dabble into both games tomorrow. In the Buffalo Bills versus Steelers up in Bills Mafia. And the Philadelphia Eagles, who are currently in shambles. Locker room, I don't know how strong it is right now. Last night, A.J. Brown was at a boxing match in Atlantic City. So that's not staying too hot for the Philadelphia Eagles as they take a trip down. They're calling for rain down in Florida in Tampa Bay. Big Papi said no extension. I agree. But with that being said, we have a ton of plays today. We have to bring home a community touchdown parlay today. Today's the day. There's too many goddamn touchdown scores on this list to not be able to get 4 gentlemen. From CeeDee Lambs to David Montgomerys to Gibbsies to St. Brownsies to Kupp to Christian Watson, Aaron Jones. There's so many guys on the table today for an anytime touchdown score parlay where we put $100 on it. And if it comes home, we give it back to the chat, 3 people. But with that being said, yesterday we had Nico Collins. That came home. Jerome Ford, no bueno. Kareem Hunt gets 2 touchdowns. That's tough. Second game, we had Pacheco, lovely, but then Mostert. Not a lot of red zone trips for the Dolphins yesterday. Thought it would have turned out a little different in that narrative. But for today, we can go in order. Let's go down to Jerry's World first. Like we said, the billboard right on top of it, slap it on there. Dak Prescott can't cover a playoff spread. 1-5 against the spread in the playoffs in his 6 starts. However, flip that on the other side of the football. Let me get the link out to the Discord real quick. On the other side of the football, we got Jordan Love making his first playoff start. You know, obviously we saw that narrative that quarterbacks making their first playoff start, 17-35-1, you know, around a 32% against the spread. Obviously, C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love kind of teeter off from that narrative. Those are more for the Mark Sanchez's or the Tyler Huntleys of the world, not guys who've been building a ton of confidence up until this point and have been getting to a bucket, because we've seen Jordan Love on the road. I have flashbacks to Thanksgiving in Detroit, a primetime game on the road, big game, national stage. Fucking went out there like nothing was, like he was in the backyard. Like he was in the backyard. So we're in Jerry's World first, where the Cowboys have won 16 straight games. 16 straight games. Hold on. Hold on. 16 straight games in Jerry's World. Obviously, a lot of the roads lead back to that 2-point conversion controversy. However, Dak Prescott, that's the narrative. I feel like a lot of people are going to get behind this Packers team catching 7 points. It's floated around 7.5, 7. The only thing that worries me, now I'm not worried about Jordan Love and the offensive side of the ball as much as the Green Bay Packers defensive side of the football. Let's not forget, it was only 3-4 weeks ago where they took a trip to another fellow NFC East team in the New York Giants in MetLife on primetime. It was a doubleheader Monday Night Football game where they played Tommy Cutlets and the boys. What happens in that game? Giants offense rolled the most that it had been with Tommy Cutlets under center, I think, all season. Saquon Barkley runs the night away. Believe he had 2 touchdowns that game. Tommy DeVito wins the NFC Player of the Week. And then people are like, okay, they just got, they got handed to them in MetLife. But now let's jump on a bounce back spot where they're playing Tampa Bay at home. And as we remember, we took the Bucs in that game plus 4.5 or 3.5, whatever it was at. And the public jumped all over this Green Bay Packers team in Lambeau catching a bounce back spot. What was the conclusion of that game? Another NFC Player of the Week, Baker Mayfield, goes for a career game. Probably his highest totals, or one of the best games that he's played all season. What, it was around 382, 380 passing yards. I think he threw for 3 touchdowns in Jordan Love's home in Lambeau Field in a late game in the season. back-to-back NFC Players of the Week. And then people are like, okay. Well, let's see how they can do. Let's see if they can now bounce back against the Carolina Panthers in Carolina. Because Bryce Young, he looks like a high schooler. They should definitely be able to run the table against Carolina. They go down to Carolina, and they look great. Jump out, 10-point lead, 20-point lead, rolling into the second half. All of a sudden, here we go again. Bryce Young slings the afternoon away. The young man, I need to pull up the stats because I thought I was seeing shit. I remember them coming back in this game because we had the Packers minus 3.5, which looked like it was a walk in the park in the third quarter. And Bryce Young and the boys came all the way back to lose that game by 3. Or else I don't even know if we would be looking at a Packers playoff game right now. That's easy to say because the season's full of fluke shit. But the Panthers, they almost dropped that game too. Bryce Young, 312 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, no interceptions. A very uncharacteristic game for the high schooler Bryce Young. And now we fast forward to a team that a lot of people are buying into based off of the fact that they just beat an overhyped Bears team at home in division NFC North. So they drop one on the road to the Giants. They come home, they drop one to another NFC team in the Bucs. They then travel down to Carolina where they almost blow it. And the defense all along the way is in shambles. Yes, the defense showed up last week, but things are always different when you're playing a home game to a fellow in-division opponent, no matter who the hell it is. Playoffs on the line, they get in. It was a barn burner of a game. And this just leads up to the narrative that now they're playing in probably one of the most shitty places that a man making his first playoff start could play. Jerry's World is going to be rocking. Dak Prescott and the boys, as we know, love to run it up. And I don't know if the Green Bay defense will have answers. Yeah, it might take Dak and the Cowboys a little time to ease into things. But Green Bay is one of the worst teams against the run. No Jair Alexander, I believe still. I know he was a game-time decision, but I'm pretty sure Jair Alexander is still a no-go. We're staring down the barrel of a 7-point spread, a 50.5 total. And with that being said, down in Jerry's World, they're going to win their 17th game in a row at home. Give me the Dallas Cowboys minus the 7. I have to. I don't want to. I have to. You guys know I don't like the Cowboys. And yes, they have Dontavian Wicks. They have Aaron Jones to lead off, bring off the pressure off Aaron Jones. Off of Jordan Love. But they have Dontavian Wicks. They have Romeo Doubs. They have Jalen Reed. They have Christian Watson, who's a game-time decision. The depth chart runs deep. But I can see Micah Parsons crawling across the field now. I can see a possible, Bland getting his hands on the ball for a big play. I can see Stephon Gilmore continuing to make plays. At home, this defense is going to be buzzing a little bit, looking to win their 17th straight game. It's the Cowboys minus the 7. I like the over. I like the over 50.5 today in Dallas. That's an also possible play. And that leads me to a CeeDee Lamb anytime touchdown because he's not told us anything otherwise not to take him. We've rolled with him, I think, 3 straight weeks in a row, 4 straight weeks in a row. I've been a happy camper. We rolled with him on Saturday Night Football. That was cool against the Lions. We rolled with him last week against the Commandos. That rolled out well. Dak Prescott covers a playoff spread today. Jordan Love, Jerry's World's probably the last place a quarterback wants to make his first start. And this Cowboys defense will probably be getting pressure on him. Mike McCarthy, we didn't even bring up how it's a revenge game for his former team. Yes, we know the Packers are what? Undefeated in this building in the last however many years. We know that. But what the hell does that have to do with the two teams stepping on the football field today in Dallas? The Dallas Cowboys, minus the 7. The Packers rush D, as they say, couldn't stop a nosebleed. I think Dak Prescott steps back and slings the afternoon away. I think over 2.5 passing touchdowns for Dak Prescott is plus 200. You can go to the kitchen, grab a spoon, and feed it to me. B-Sun4 says Pollard over 60.5 rushing yards. I don't hate that. I think there's going to be a good push on this line, on the offensive line. And let's remember, games are won at the offensive, at the line of scrimmage. And this offensive line and defensive line for the Cowboys, I think, are going to be buzzing. Will they have answers for CeeDee Lamb? I don't think so. We know Brandon Cooks is going to be running around. Hell, fucking Michael Gallup might show up today. Who the hell knows? But with that being said, CeeDee Lamb, anytime touchdown. Feed us. Like we just said, go to Jerry Jones's kitchen. Grab a fork and a knife, dice it up, put it on a platter, and feed it to me. A CeeDee Lamb anytime touchdown today in Dallas. And also, you know who's another man who's just completely due? And I saw Dak Prescott in the playoffs loves to find his big targets. Dalton Schultz had 2 touchdowns in their first game last year with Dak tossing him the rock. The man is due. The man loves scoring down in Dallas. Jake Ferguson, anytime touchdown. Feed me a Jake Ferguson anytime touchdown. Dak Prescott, find your big targets. Find your big target today in the red zone for Jakey Ferguson anytime touchdown. I'm not taking an anytime touchdown scorer on the Packers. You can convince me of one. But it's such a wide-ranging, so many mouths to feed. I don't want to lose my ass with having to decide, is it going to be Jordan Love on a wide receiver sweep? Fuck. Jalen Reed, excuse me, not Jordan Love. Is it going to be Jalen Reed getting a sweep? Is it going to be Romeo Doubs in the red zone? Is it going to be Tucker Kraft? Is it going to be Aaron Jones? Is it going to be Dontavian Wicks? Is it going to be that guy named Heath, who's made some good catches in the last few weeks? There's so many men. I guess because A.J. Dillon's doubtful, I would lean Aaron Jones anytime touchdown. But you know, once they get down there, the fucking box is going to be stacked. There's going to be guys running around everywhere, buzzing on their head for this Dallas defense. I know we've seen this Dallas secondary get cooked a little bit, but I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on Jordan Love today. Packers defense anytime. My God, Zach Frog got deep in the lab. He can't even see. Last time the Packers played the Cowboys, it went Packers' way in the playoffs with Aaron Rodgers. Well, Aaron Rodgers is an under center today, tossing it to probably Jordy Nelson and the rest of the boys. Maybe Greg Jennings. Maybe don't go that deep. It was probably Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers. This just feels like this is Dak's moment. A lot of chirps in the media this week. But with that being said, we like the Cowboys minus 7. We like the over 50.5. We like a CeeDee Lamb anytime touchdown, and for Dak to find his big target, Jakey Ferguson anytime touchdown. I would lean an Aaron Jones anytime touchdown. If you want to get horny enough to take a Green Bay anytime touchdown score, Pops Nation 55 goes Tucker Kraft, baby. How you doing? How you been? Packers D is bottom 10 in rushing allowed. Yes, sir. Bottom 5 in the last 4 weeks in rushing yards per game. Pollard has to roll. I agree. But they don't utilize Pollard, I feel like, enough. So if he gets the rock, I'm all for it. But with that being said, let's go to the main event of the evening. The main event of the evening. Cue the M&M. Because we're going to 8 Mile. We're going to Detroit, where the Lions have not hosted a playoff game in over 30 years. 1992 or whatever it was. Absolutely unreal. Dan Campbell and the boys have let the turntables turn from being in shambles 2 years ago. Last year, getting the juices flowing. And now this year, winning the NFC North. There's a two-headed monster in the backfield of Detroit. And it's Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. There's a lot of narratives in the media this week that it is Matthew Stafford's homecoming going against his former team. But let's flip the script. Let's say how Jared Goff is going against the team that let him go. The team that drafted him in the first round. He is now going against his former team, the Los Angeles Rams, in his home, in his living room, in the comfort of his couch. Jared Goff, who over in the last 3 seasons is 25-8 against the spread indoors, under a roof. The guy is comfy. The guy gets the job done. Jared Goff at home or playing indoors in the last 3 seasons is 25-8 against the spread. And here comes Matthew Stafford, McVay, and the boys. And as we know, everyone loves this narrative of Matthew Stafford being the only man in Detroit's way of winning a playoff game. Detroit has lost 9 straight playoff games, and the only man standing in their way is the man who could never win the city a playoff game. And that's Matthew Stafford. Massive, massive day. And the public is in love with the narrative of Matthew Stafford. But what do we know? Public dogs have fleas, especially when they're taking their bags and traveling on the road. Give us the Lions -3. The public is doing tricks on it for the Rams spread, the Rams money line. I think last time I checked, over 75% of the bets is on the Lions. The Lions +3. I keep getting them confused. 75% of the bets are on Lions. Rams +3. I keep getting confused. Jared Goff, Lions, Rams, Stafford, Lions, Rams. 75% of the bets on the spread are on the Rams. Public dogs, they have the fleas, especially when they're on the road. Give us the lines, flip the script. This is a Jared Goff get-back game, not a Matthew Stafford back in Detroit get-back game. Lions -3. We also love a teaser. We love 2 teasers. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to our Anytime Touchdown Community Parlay. We're going to get to the 2 games tomorrow. But the two-headed monster of Montgomery and Gibbs lead us to the promised land. And let's not forget, Matthew Stafford in his last 10 games as an underdog, 1-9 straight up. Public all over. Matthew Stafford and McVay going back to Detroit. It's a homecoming. Not today. Ford Field is going to be upside down on its head, hosting its first playoff game in 30 years. The Lions have lost 9 straight playoff games. Do you imagine being a Lions fan? In the last 9 playoff games that you've gotten up for, that you've gotten your juices flowing for, have been a loss. They don't get the 10 today. Jared Goff and the boys, I know there might be no Laporta, but Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to carry the night away. Gibbs, Montgomery. Gibbs, Montgomery. Hopefully this defense can feel the atmosphere, get the juices flowing as well. Lions defense can get buzzing, get pressure, get turnovers. Let's win the turnover battle. Give me the Lions. It's the Lions. It's the Lions. It's not Matthew Stafford going into his former palace +3. It's Dan Campbell putting his full ball sack and testicles on the table and bringing home a win for the people of Detroit. It's the Lions' time. It's Jared Goff. Give me the Lions -3. With that being said, give me a David Montgomery, the workhorse. David Montgomery, anytime touchdown. Give me a David Montgomery. And let's not forget that these two teams, did these two teams face off this season when the Lions played in SoFi, or was that against Brandon Staley? That might have been against Brandon Staley, where Montgomery was running rampant. Was that against the Chargers or the Rams, where Dan Campbell put his balls on the table to go for it instead of kicking the field goal? That Lions game in SoFi.
Chargers.
Yeah, that was against the Chargers.
41-38.
Yeah, that was against the Chargers. Okay. Just double checking there. All right. So it's the Lions -3. It's a David Montgomery anytime touchdown. You know, I don't mind. Would you look at that? Reports coming in, Sam Laporta expected to play. You know, how productive will he be? I'm not sure. But with that being said, we're rolling with an Amon-Ra St. Brown anytime touchdown. We've rolled with him the last 3 weeks. We're going to continue to ride with the hot hand. We rolled with the hot hand yesterday in the wide receiver game with Nico Collins. And today we're going to do the same thing. Give us Amon-Ra St. Brown streaking across the back of the end zone for an anytime touchdown. I don't want it. I need it. I don't like it. I love it. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the sun god, bringing home 6 for us anytime touchdown. Give me that. Show me that. A lot of people are going to be all over Gibbs today. I don't mind Gibbs either. But show us the David Montgomery anytime touchdown, the power back, the workhorse, on the goal line. David Montgomery anytime touchdown. Those are our 2 touchdown scores for the Lions. We're going in a little double dip action. You know, there should be some touchdowns scored. Will this game go over? 50 is a high total, and usually these games that are expected to have 2,000 points usually are a little bit more sweaty than people expect. The last time I remember that was Cowboys-Lions. People were expecting, you know, oh, the over's over, what, 51.5, 52.5, highest total of the NFL season. That game ended up being a barn burner. Came down to a 2-point conversion. What was that final? 20-19 or some shit? 20-21? So a lot of these games that are anticipated, expected to be narrated by, you know, to go over with a high total, usually are a little bit more barn burner than we expect. We're staring down the barrel today of Detroit having a 50.5 over under. Ryax has said Gavin nuked the Rams. No shot. No shot. I have an ad on my team, or I have an ad on my game. Fuck. I have an ad on my screen. But it's the Lions -3. I might roll Josh Reynolds' first touchdown. We have an Amon-Ra St. Brown anytime and a David Montgomery anytime. And we're going to take one man for the Rams. We're going to take one man for the Rams, and it's going to be Cooper Kupp. You know why? Because in the playoffs, you go to your GOATs. We saw it yesterday. Rashid Rice, go to your GOAT. In Houston, CJ Stroud, Nico Collins, go to your GOAT. Today, in Detroit, go to your GOAT. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Cooper Kupp. Last time Cooper Kupp in this Rams team with McVay and Stafford, yes, they won the Super Bowl. But what else happened? Cooper Kupp scored a touchdown in every single game along the way. Community touchdowns parlay today is fucking smacking. And it's going to be CeeDee Lamb in there. It's going to be these are just thoughts. These are just thoughts. We're going to have to go 2 guys on one team because I'm not backing a Packer. Because I don't know which Packer it's going to be. Because if we take Romeo Doubs, it's going to be Jalen Reed. If we take Jalen Reed, it will be Dobbs. If it's neither of them, it will be Dontavian Wicks. It'll be Heath. It'll be Tucker Kraft. But with that being said, like I said, the Lions -3. A David Montgomery. Feed me. Feed me. The workhorse back, David Montgomery, anytime touchdown. Give me the sun god, a St. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, anytime touchdown. And one man on LA. Because he's going to go to his GOAT. And Cooper Kupp might have a lot of receptions today. He might have a lot of yards today, and it's a Cooper Kupp anytime touchdown. So those are both games today. What else do we like? What else do we like today? We have two teasers. Get the pen and paper out because these are the two teasers. We're going to go over, as this is a 6-point teaser. So if you're on your book, if you're on your offshore book, if you're on, BetMGM, DraftKings, FanDuel, it's a 6-point teaser. We're going to take over in Dallas, 44.5 in Jerry's World. Boost it over. So 6-point teaser, 50.5 total. Bring it down. We're going over 44.5. Then we go to the next game, and we're going to take under 58. Under 58 in Detroit. The line's at 52. We're going to tease it up to take the under 58. So that's teaser number 1 at even money. Over 44.5 in Jerry's World. Under 58 in Detroit. Next. This is the teaser. This is the teaser I really like because we're on fucking the Cowboys and we're on the Lions. So let's bring down the Dallas Cowboys to -1. And let's go through the spread because it's at 3 points. And that's what, you're only allowed really to tease through that line. It's usually only acceptable. It's usually only acceptable to tease through the line when you're going from -3 to +3. So we're going Cowboys -1 and Lions +3. Repeat it for the people in the back. Put it in the pipe and smoke it. Cowboys -1 and Lions +3. What was the first teaser? Over 44.5 in Jerry's World. Under 58 in 8 Mile at Ford Field in Detroit. First playoff game in 30 seasons. How you doing? Keep it moving. A lot of Puka Nacua shouts in the chat. There's also going to be a lot of Jahmyr Gibbs in the chat, but we're rolling with David Montgomery and we're rolling with Cooper Kupp. How you doing? Keep it moving. How you been? We're going to get to both games tomorrow. Talk to me off teasing all 4. That's also another opportunity. You can also go in same game, or you can take the Dallas Cowboys -1 and over 44.5 in Jerry's World. And then you can go in the flip side and be like, okay, if I want to take a teaser for 2 legs in the second game, give me the Lions +3 and under 58. Those are 2 great in-game teasers. Cowboys -1, over 44.5. Feed it to me in game 1. And if you want to roll a game 2 teaser, just in game, you're going to roll with the Lions +3 and under 58. All teasers are nice. All teasers are lovely. We love those. So game 1, if you're just joining in, we got the Cowboys -7 based off the fact that this Green Bay defense might get torched. Tough place to play your first playoff game in Jerry's World for Jordan Love. Dak and the boys, we know they love to run it up. I think the defense is going to be buzzing. The atmosphere down in Jerry's World and for the Cowboys is going to be buzzing. And so we rolled with Cowboys -7, a CeeDee Lamb anytime touchdown, a Jake Ferguson anytime touchdown. On to the next game. First game in 30 years. Oh, it's the revenge game for Matthew Stafford. It's Matthew Stafford coming back to Detroit. It's Matthew Stafford stopping the Lions from winning their first playoff game in God knows how long. The Lions have lost 9 straight playoff games. This is the first time they're playing a home game in 30 goddamn years in the playoffs. This is Jared Goff's game going against his former team. Jared Goff, Dan Campbell, nuts on table, defense buzzing. The place is going to be upside down. Give us the Lions -3. And Amon-Ra St. Brown anytime touchdown. And a David Montgomery anytime touchdown. Put it in the pipe. Smoke it up. Smoke it up. Our teasers. Over 44.5 in Dallas. Under 58 in Detroit. The Cowboys -1 looking for their 17th straight home game win. Jerry Jones is making so many goddamn phone calls, he's getting dizzy. And the second part of that teaser is the Lions through the line from -3, flipping it on its head to +3. We're feeling good today. We went 1-1 yesterday with the game spreads. We rolled with the Houston when everyone in the world was on the narrative of Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco. What are they doing today? Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford back in Detroit. The public dogs. The public dogs for the Rams. The public dogs for the Rams on the road. They all have fleas. They all have fleas. And with that being said, we have 2 more games tomorrow. We have 2 more games tomorrow to dive deep into. It's the postponed game between the Steelers and Bills. I still don't know how to feel about this game. The weather's going to be clear now. The one thing I love, because it's due, is a Stephon Diggs anytime touchdown. Stephon Diggs anytime touchdown. I love that in that game. We're going to dive deeper with the Eagles game. They're expecting rain, downpour rain. So that definitely suits the Eagles since their secondary has been trash. And they can actually get things moving on the ground game. Maybe a little 1-2 action with a Jalen Hurts tush push. But who knows? Let's get to our community touchdown parlay, where we put $100 on it and give it back to the people in the chat. I think CeeDee Lamb is a must. Let's pick 4 gentlemen. Please, for the love of God, can we pick 4 gentlemen? Can we pick 4 gentlemen? Please. CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb. St. Brown. Kupp. All right, drop your favorite anytime touchdown scores into the chat. We need 4 gentlemen. We need 4 gentlemen for an anytime touchdown score parlay. First man Gibbs, of course. Kupp. Yeah, I do like Kupp. Cooks, Aaron Jones, CeeDee Lamb, Kupp, and Sun God. Laporta, no one's talking about him. I mean, he's pretty banged up. I don't know how productive or the capability of Laporta. I would hate to put him in and then him not be that well. Laporta is expected to play. I do like Kyron Williams. Lamb, St. Brown, White, Najee Harris. Maybe try to keep it to today, because we'll cook something up for tomorrow. Chat wants Kyron Williams. CD Jones, St. Brown, Williams. That seems like a very hot commodity. Is that the one that's coming home? Can we bring home 4 fucking anytime touchdown scorers, for the love of God, to bring this home? CD Jones. Instead of going Kyron Williams, because that's just so juiced, why don't we go Cooper Kupp? CD, Aaron Jones, David Montgomery, Cooper Kupp. Lamb, St. Brown, Williams, Kupp. Lamb, St. Brown, Williams, Kupp, Kyron, Cooks, Wicks, Jameson, Big Poppy. That's for fucking glory. If you're here in the chat right now giving your anytime touchdown scores, if it comes home, we're going to put $100 on it, and let's say it's plus 1,100. We're going to move back to 3 people into the chat, to split $1,100. CD, Cooks, Montgomery, Jones. Kyron, Cooks, Wicks, Jameson. What about CD Lamb, Aaron Jones? Seems like the people who they want. David Montgomery, Cooper Kupp. What about Romeo Dobbs, dude? What if we went running backs with Pollard? Hear this out. This would be fucking crazy. Pollard, Gibbs, Montgomery. What if we went? Kyron Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, Montgomery, Pollard, Reed Nasty. What if we just got really, really long shoddy? Aaron Jones just scares me. I don't know why. Aaron Jones worries me. Who's the Cowboy? Like, in that Seattle game where the Seahawks were actually able to score points, none of it was coming from Kenneth Walker. Jackson Smith and Jigba had a touchdown. DK Metcalf had a couple touchdowns. So I'd rather roll with like a wide receiver if we're going to roll with anytime touchdown score for Green Bay. Jones is 3 for 3 anytime touchdown scores when playing the Cowboys. That's sharp action by N1L8R. Jones is 3 for 3 anytime touchdowns when playing the Cowboys. Lamb, Nakua, Gibbs, Jones, Jalen Reed. Reed is not free. All right, then that might just be it then. Where? I feel like in the playoffs you go to your GOATs. And the GOAT of Green Bay is Aaron Jones. So, is it CeeDee Lamb, Aaron Jones, David Montgomery, Cooper Kupp? It just might be. It just might be. Is it not letting you do same game?
Yeah, I don't know why. I think if you have multiple players from the same team in a parlay, it doesn't allow you to do it. But
Let's flip that script and say Montgomery robs Gibbs, not Gibbs robbing Montgomery, please. I'd rather St. Brown than Kupp. We have to come to a communal decision. Right now it's CeeDee Lamb, Aaron Jones, David Montgomery, Cooper Kupp. I mean, I would rather take 2 Cowboys instead of taking Aaron Jones. Or 2 Lions, like taking Montgomery and St. Brown. Steve, can you bring my computer charger? Couple step out on the 2 rather than fight for his way in. Good God. Lamb, Montgomery, St. Brown, Cup. I like that. Lamb, Montgomery, St. Brown, Cup. I'd rather not get fucking sold out against it for Aaron Jones. Getting sold out by Aaron Jones would be tough. Pollard, Lamb, Monty, Cup. What if we did a little combo action and we did Pollard, Lamb, Montgomery, St. Brown? That'll be something. That would be something. Oh, this is tough. All right, CD, St. Brown, Montgomery, Cup. CD, St. Brown, Montgomery. Because if we can get Montgomery in the first, so hear me out. CD Lamb scores in the first game, then we're like, all right, we're good, we're done. Then we get into the second game, we need 3 anytime touchdown scores. Let's say Montgomery scores in the first quarter. We're like, all right, we're buzzing. Then the Rams go down. Let's say the Rams in the game score 2-3 touchdowns. One of them's Cup. One of them has to be Cup. And then all we're going to need, if this game's close, second half, St. Brown gets in. St. Brown gets in. First touchdown for the Lions, I'm kind of smelling like a Josh Reynolds maybe. Even though the first touchdowns have been super, super easy. Like it'll probably be Gibbs or Montgomery. And the first game will probably be fucking CD. It's been CD every game. Would be cool if it was Ferguson. Yeah, all right, that's a community touchdown parlay. CD Lamb, Cooper Cup, St. Brown, David Montgomery. It was Tolbert last week in Washington. That was tough. That was tough. Malik Heath plus 800 ain't bad. That guy's been kind of buzzing, making some nice catches. Judy is getting active this morning, dude. Judy is getting active. Holy shit. He's ready to roll. All right. So CD Lamb, St. Brown, Montgomery, and Cup. Were we able to place that?
Yes.
Do you know what the odds were for Fliff?
Plus 1400.
Oh, hell yeah. On Fliffy, Lamb, St. Brown, Montgomery Cup?
Yes.
Should look at that. So like, all right. CD Lamb, Cooper Cup, David Montgomery, St. Brown. All right. That tweet is out. Let's talk a little Monday ball. Obviously, the one game gets postponed, or we would have 3 today. Don't hate that, though. 2 today, 2 yesterday, 2 tomorrow. You know, tough feel. Tough feel for the Bills, Steelers. Just due to the fact that a lot of people were staring at this under due to the weather conditions. We're staring at the Steelers plus the points due to the weather conditions. But now it's kind of a question mark. It's going to be cold, which both teams are used to, unlike the fucking Miami Dolphins. Both teams are cold, used to this cold weather. Mason Rudolph, at this point, it feels like the Steelers would have been the best team in the AFC North if he kept playing like the way he does. If he started at the beginning of the year, absolutely unreal run. 4 straight wins. Dude's buzzing. But, I think it's time for some regression. I do think it's time for some regression. No TJ Watt. Absolutely unreal. The Steelers go into this game with no TJ Watt. The splits with him on the field and off the field for the Pittsburgh Steelers are not good. They're on the road. Rudolph gets a win against a cupcake defense on the road in Seattle. That was very impressive. But other than that, not a lot of great wins so far for Rudolph. Last week they get the win against a bunch of second stringers in a must-win game for playoff hopes. They get in based off of the fact that the Jaguars lost. Bills get the 2 seed. They're now hosting. They beat the Bengals at home. That was a fantastic spot for them. Then they went on the road against the Seahawks and now beat the Ravens, and they're trying to win their 4th straight game. And I'm not loving it. I'm definitely not loving it. What I do like is, like I said, in this game, a Stephon Diggs anytime touchdown. The man hasn't scored in like 7 weeks. Please just go to your GOAT one time. Please go to your GOAT. Yeah, gonna have definitely more of a feel for this as the day goes on and into tomorrow for this Steelers game. Steelers-Bills. It's just a weird double-digit spreads. Obviously, Josh Allen, I believe, is like, I forget exactly. So the over-under's up to now 38.5. The spread did dip when they were calling for the heavy snow down to like 9, but now it's back to 10. What did it say for Josh Allen? Double digit. Wow. So the last time that Josh Allen was a double-digit spread was 2022. He won that game as a 14-point favorite, 38-3 at home. And it was against who else than the Pittsburgh Steelers. October 22nd of 2022, 14-point favorited Bills, Josh Allen, at home, win 38-3. The over-under is now up to 38. It dropped down to 33 and a half. It's up to 38. Yeah, I mean, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to take the Bills minus the 10. You know why? Because if they jump out to an early lead and Pittsburgh can't rely and lean on the two-headed monster that they have in Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren, if they can't lean on those guys to maintain the clock, keep the Bills' offense off the field, then it's going to be a really, really long uphill battle all day. If the Bills come out, score a touchdown, make it 7-0, then get a stop without the Steelers putting points on the board, and then make it like already a 10-0, 14-0 game, and then all of a sudden Rudolph feels a little urgency, a little bit of a back against the wall kind of situation for Mason Rudolph. I think a lot of the delusional. I never knew how delusional Pittsburgh fans were. Are definitely thinking that the Steelers can bring this one home and pull off the upset. I don't think there's a shot in hell. All over social media, every comment I'm seeing, Steelers take home the win, Steelers upset, Steelers win. Bills might take the Steelers to the barn out back. No TJ Watt, which is the heart and soul of the Steelers defense. And on the offensive side of the ball, if Mason Rudolph comes out and looks like Mason Rudolph, they are going to be in shambles. Like I said, I'm going to get a better feel of this game as the day goes on between the Bills and Steelers tomorrow. But there's just something. I might like this under 38 just due to the fact that I don't know how reliable the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be on putting points on the board in Bills Mafia. Bills defense has looked better and better as these following weeks came to the end of the season. So, just might have to roll with that under and the Bills. Don't hate that teaser in that game. We love 6-point teasers in the playoffs. Love 6-point teasers in the playoffs. Bills -4, under 44.5 in that game. You could probably feed it to me. Now we go to Tampa Bay. They're calling for heavy rain. That one's not getting canceled, though. A.J. Brown's a boxing match in Atlantic City while he's inactive. Deleted all the Eagles, anything Eagles off of his Instagram. He deleted Twitter. It's time for the Prima Donna show. Guy's acting like a clown, like a baby. Dude's in the NFL and plays wide receiver. And he's out here deleting shit off of his social media like it's an ex-girlfriend. Well, we still have a ball game to play. Primetime Monday Night Football. Baker Mayfield's missing a shoulder, missing an ankle. He's definitely hurt as well. He's questionable. This spread would go to 7.5 if it's Kyle Trask going against the Eagles. Run game is going to be big in this game. What do the Eagles have? A good front four. What else do the Eagles have? A good run game with a good offensive line. DeAndre Swift, Kenny Gainwell, and Jalen Hurts being able to make plays with his feet, hopefully. Because usually, as of late, Jalen Hurts has looked like an old man. But it's the NFL. Teams eventually have to show up who have good rosters. The Eagles have dropped their last 5 of 6. A lot of talks. Here we go again with the dogs. A lot of talks of this home dog. A lot of talks. With the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, moving past the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Eagles come out, dominate the line of scrimmage. I think based off of the rain, that's going to help their cupcake secondary that's been getting literally torched. Hopefully there isn't as much deep ball kind of threats, because I know if this game was a sunny evening in Florida that Mike Evans would probably cook the Eagles. However, Darius Slay is back. Which is a massive piece. Some logic, possibly. We'll definitely we'll let you stay tuned. Yep, Amon J 1221, Josh Allen 0-9 as a double-digit favorite. Well, I'm pretty sure he's 1-9 because back in 2022 he covered as a 14-point dog when he was 38-3 win over the Steelers. I believe he's 1-9. 1-9. Where is it in my notes? Yeah. So, We're just gonna have to see. I'm gonna take the Eagles -3. Gonna take the Eagles -3 and a Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown because we know we're gonna get the tush push, or he's gonna pull it or QB design run. I think the Eagles finally, if they don't show up to this game, then so be it. But it's a spot where you're buying the dip, you're buying low on a team. The Buccaneers have won some ugly games. They makeshifted some really great end of the season games. Baker Mayfield just being a gamer, being a dog. He got the job done. It wasn't the prettiest at moments. At times when he was in Tampa against the Packers, yes, wonderful game. But then you look at the fucking Panthers game and they didn't even put up a touchdown and they win, 9-0? And the Panthers had 2 touchdowns called back in that game. I don't know if that will play against the Eagles, even though the Eagles have been in shambles. That's another headliner for sure, that the Eagles suck. The Eagles stink. The Eagles are in a really, really bad spot. But I think they would be able to bring it together to be able to beat a Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. If they lose, I wouldn't be shocked. But we're going to back the Eagles here -3. Definitely. We're definitely going to back the Eagles here -3. So for tomorrow, we like the under in Buffalo. We like a Stephon Diggs anytime touchdown. And I think I'm going to leaning the -10 with the Buffalo Bills because I'm not afraid. On that flip side, we're going to rock and roll with the Eagles -3 on the late night game, 8:15, primetime Monday Night Football, and a Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown. Bringing us back to today, Cowboys -7, CeeDee Lamb anytime touchdown, and a Jake Ferguson anytime touchdown in game number 1. Game number 2, Lions -3, a David Montgomery anytime touchdown, a Cooper Kupp anytime touchdown, and a David Montgomery anytime touchdown. I didn't say that right. St. Brown Montgomery Kupp in game number 2. The teasers we'd like, tease down the over in Dallas, and then tease up the under in Detroit. And then we also are going to take the Cowboys -1 and the Lions +3 in another 6-point teaser. So those are our anytime touchdown scores. Those are our game picks. We sprinkled in 2 extra teasers. We have the community touchdown parlay with CeeDee Lamb, Cooper Kupp, St. Brown, and Montgomery. Stay hot, stay hot, stay hot. And now it is time for our first touchdown scores, which will be wrapping up here. We're going to wrap things up. Obviously, like I said, we saw yesterday. CJ Stroud and the fellas, he slung the night away. He's going to be playing Baltimore. That's going to be electric. Cannot wait to see that one. Hopefully Lamar shows up to play because I know CJ Stroud's going to be slinging deep balls. He just knocked off one AFC North team. I'm sure you wouldn't be afraid of knocking off another. That would be electric. That would be absolutely electric. I'm guessing that spread, though, is going to be like 6.5, just based on the fact that it's a rookie quarterback now on the road going against a good defense. Even though that's not to count out that the Browns' defense isn't really good. It's just their road splits to home splits, much different. Probably similar story with the Ravens. No Puka today. Not as in any time. I'm going to roll Kupp. Going to roll with the GOAT. Go to your GOAT. Go to your GOAT. Cooper Kupp. A really lock. I would love just a lock lay with like Lamb, Montgomery, and Hurts. Something like that. We also saw multiple guys score 2+ touchdowns yesterday. Kareem Hunt. Oh no, he got called back. Or Rashid Rice. Rashid Rice would have had 2 touchdowns, but it got called back. So leads me to the argument: can we see 2+ touchdowns from CeeDee Lamb today? We may see 2+ touchdowns for David Montgomery today. CeeDee Lamb, 2+ touchdowns would not shock me. David Montgomery, 2+ touchdowns would not shock me. Jalen Hurts, 2+ touchdowns would not shock me. Cowboys team total under 30.5, hammer it. Frisky business. We know they love to run it up in Jerry's world, and the Green Bay Packers defense is not the hottest. Matthew Stafford going to give him business. So Swag Flower saying Matthew Stafford's going to give him business. Josh Boy from Tennessee rolling with the under 30.5 team total Cowboys. I got Jamison Williams scoring today, some logic 11. I like that possibly as a first touchdown scorer as well. It could be J Bone, could be Jamison Williams, or it could be Josh Reynolds. We just like to go for glory, man. We don't like to take no plus 600, plus 700, plus 800 first touchdown score. You know, we at least like to keep it. It hurts me whenever I take a first touchdown score that is under 4 digits. It needs to be plus 1,000 or higher to get me behind a first touchdown score. So, let's pull up some odds. First touchdown score, who are we going with to close out the show today? For game number 1, randos sometimes score first for the Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb plus 500, I can't get behind it. Jake Ferguson plus 1,100, something I can get behind. Brandon Cooks plus 1,400, something I can get behind. Dak Prescott making a sneaky plus 1,600, wildly low. Michael Gallup plus 2,500. Rico's plus 1,800. Wow, some logic just put that in the chat as soon as we said it. That might be a sign. Rico's definitely a possibility. Ferguson could be a bucket. I'm down for Rico. Definitely down for Rico action. And in Detroit, Jamison Williams is plus 1,700. Josh Reynolds plus 2,200. Brock Wright, the backup tight end, is Sam Laporta, is plus 1,200. Gibbs plus 550. Montgomery plus 600. Amon-Ra St. Brown plus 800. Jamison Williams hasn't scored in a minute. I would love to see that. Jamison Williams and Rico. I love that. Rico Dowdle. Dowdiddle. I'm down for that. I'm down for Rico and Jamison for first touchdown scores. And that's going to basically wrap us up. Our community touchdown parlay was CeeDee Lamb, Cooper Kupp, David Montgomery, and St. Brown. The plays we liked, like I said, Cowboys -7, Lions -3. We're rolling with both favorites. We're also going to tease them down in a 6-point teaser to Lions +3, Cowboys -1. We're going to tease down the over in Dallas, tease up the under in Detroit. Our first touchdown scorers, Rico and Jamison. We'll definitely give a little more thought to that. Just keep an eye out for a tweet. Some player props to keep an eye out. I mean, obviously, CeeDee Lamb probably going to get to a bucket today. Packers, it's just so up in the air. There's so many guys. There's so many targets. There's so many mouths to feed. Game number 2, take any. I mean, at this point, it's like Gibbs, yards from scrimmage, Montgomery rushing yards, St. Brown receiving with no Laporta. All can be in play. All can be in play. Cooper Kupp receptions, maybe Puka receiving yards. Kyron Williams total yards from scrimmage. Kyron Williams and Gibbs yards from scrimmage smacked in a parlay, maybe a 2-legger. I don't know. With that being said, best of luck in the rest of the wild card weekend. 2 games today, 2 games tomorrow. Like I said, Eagles -3. We like the under in Buffalo. We also might lay the -10 with Buffalo. We love a Stephon Diggs anytime touchdown. And on the late night game, we like a Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown, calling for rain. Have yourself a wild card weekend. Stay tapped into the Twitter and have yourself a lovely Sunday and a happy holiday tomorrow. So get to kick back and watch some more football. All right. Have a good one.